Good morning, you guys. We are going to continue graphing today. We are going to be starting lesson 8.6, which is called Polygons in the Coordinate Plane. Basically, we're just going to be essentially, I guess, connecting the dots to create different polygons or different shapes. And that can help you find the distance between 2 points. And you can see kind of when you might see this in your actual lives a little bit later, but okay, the first thing that we are going to be doing is just practicing again plotting points and creating polygons or different shapes. So it says you can use ordered pairs to represent vertices, which are the corners of polygons. To draw a polygon in a coordinate plane, plot and connect the vertices. It says after you plot the vertices, connect them in order to draw the polygon. So it gives you the points. So part A is -1 and 1, so that would be right there. This should just be a review from earlier from lesson 5. Okay, connect them in order. So A to B, oops, C to D, or B to C, C to D, and then back to the start. Yours probably looks a little bit better, but this is a quadrilateral because it has 4 sides, but it should look kind of like that. And so for right now, that's all we're doing. So go ahead and pause here. You guys try the try-it questions and then check back in. So for try-it number 1, the origin is point A, 5, 7. It should make a triangle. And then number 2, okay, 2.5, -2. So 2.5 would be between 2 and 3, and down to -2, and then -1/2 would be all the way over here, down -2, be letter Z. And this should, okay, should make a parallelogram. It's another quadrilateral. All right, so that was just basic drawing the polygons, and now we're going to practice finding the distance between 2 points. So if you've ever played the game Battleship, how you kind of mark your points or where your ships are in the game, you say like A5, which means you go over to A and up 5 or something. And sometimes on maps of towns or parks or like the zoo, it's labeled in the same way. And so if you say like A5, when you go over to A and up 5 or something, it will tell you like map of a town, that's where a park is, or that's where a house is, and you can measure then how far apart they are from each other. So this is just finding the distance, and your book, like if you look in your book or you look on the Dynamic Student Edition, it's going to tell you to use adding and subtracting to find the distance. I kind of just like counting, but I'll show you both ways. So here's what we're going to do. First, just plot the points. So -3, -5 will be here, and 2, -5 will be here. And so I can just kind of see they're both on the -5 line, but I can tell that they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 spaces away from each other. And so I would say that the distance, don't forget a label, is 5 units. The way that your book will tell you to do this is, I would, if you're going to do this, I would make a note of this off to the side, that if the points that you're measuring are in different quadrants, you are going to add the absolute value. And so, like, if you can tell, looking at the 2 points, the -5 and the -5 are the same. And so when I'm saying add the absolute value, I'm talking about the ones that are different. So if you take the absolute value of the x coordinates and you find the absolute value of them and you add them together, so the absolute value of -3 is 3, the absolute value of 2 is 2, you add those, you also get 5. So either way you'll get 5. You'll see in a minute maybe why the adding might make a little more sense. And then the other way you'll see on letter B, if they're in the same quadrant, we're going to do something else. So plot these real quick. 3, -2.5. And then 3, -5. So here are the 2 points. If I were going to count, I can see that they're exactly 1, 2 spaces away from each other, and then the 2.5 would give me 1 extra half. So I know that they're 2.5 units away from each other. And if you weren't quite sure because of the decimal and it kind of threw you off a little, the other way to do this is those 2 points are in the same quadrant. I'm running out of room, so I'm going to write same quadrant. We're going to subtract the absolute value. And so again, if you look, I don't want to subtract the 3 and the 3 because that won't really tell me anything. You're subtracting the numbers that are different, so that would be the 2.5 and the 5. And so if we subtract the absolute value of -5 minus the absolute value of 2.5, this right here is equal to 5, this is equal to 2.5 because they're 5 and 2.5 placed from 0. If you subtract, you also get 2.5. So same idea, you'll get the same answer. If you have decimals, it might be a little bit easier for you to think about adding and subtracting. But you guys go ahead and try the try it ones down here, and then check to see how you did. Oops. So go ahead and label your points. 6 and 6.5, or -6. There, and then right there. So this one, they're both have the 6.5, like they're not right on a line, so it might be a little harder for you to count. If you can go ahead and count, that's excellent. If you can't, it's kind of hard to think about with the decimals, go ahead and go back to what we were talking about earlier. These are in the same quadrant, so you can subtract the absolute values. We don't want the 6.5 because those are the same, so you're subtracting these two. So -6 minus the absolute value of -2. So figure out what those are equal to, which would be 6 and 2, which is 4. And if you count, oops, I guess I should write 4 units, but if you count from here to here, one, 2, 3, 4, like that. So each space is 1 unit. And then the second one, plot your points, -4 and 2, -4, -5. So they're in different quadrants, so you would be adding the absolute value if you chose to do that. So you would take the 2, the -5, figure out what those are equal to. The absolute value of 2 is 2, absolute value of -5 is 5, so that would be 7 units. If you weren't sure, go back and count. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and it should also be 7 units apart. Okay, last couple. It says an archaeologist divides an area using a coordinate plane in which the coordinates are measured in meters. The vertices of the secret chamber are -8, 10, blah, 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 blah. Find the perimeter and the area of the secret chamber. I believe that this is going to be a rectangle, but let's go ahead and plot the points quickly. My graph is not big enough. I'm seeing that now. Okay, I'm going to have to make my graph a little bit bigger. Although I think it's only going to go up and down. So -8. Here is 8. Here's -8, and then we're going to go up to 10, so that's 7. And that's 10. Okay, so this is going to be 0.1, and then 4 and 10, going to be there, 4 and 2, and -8 and 2. Okay, so I'm gonna try to connect my dots now. I know I didn't do that in order, but it should make a rectangle. Okay, so to find the perimeter and the area. Perimeter is when you add the side lengths, all their sides up. So this is when I think it's easier probably just to go ahead and count. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this side length is 8 meters. The bottom and the top, so 1, 3, it's going to be 12 meters. Okay, so the perimeter is adding all the sides up. So if you add up the left and the right side, 8 plus 8, the top and the bottom. This is for the perimeter. Add all those up, you should get 40 meters. And then if you do the area is just the length times the width. So 8 times 12 would give me 96. Area is measured in square units, so it would look like that. Okay, last one. This is the map kind of thing that I was trying to talk about earlier. A digital map of your hometown is shown in the coordinate plane, in which the coordinates are measured in miles. The map shows your house at -2, -7. So that is going to be here. This is the house. Okay. The school is at 5, -7. And your friend is at -2, -2, +1. Okay, so first it says, how far is your house from the school? So house to school, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. This question would be 7 miles. Again, you can use the points to add or subtract the absolute value if you want to, if that's easier for you. Those 2 points were in different quadrants, and so you would be adding the absolute value. And then the second question, your house to the friend's house. That was 8 miles. These are in different quadrants also, so you would be adding. So if you're doing, this is you, this is your friend, and you're going to add the absolute value, you would take the absolute value of -7 plus absolute value of 1. So that's equal to 7 plus 1, oops, which is 8. So again, you get, oh my, you get the same answer either way you do it. Alright, that is lesson 6. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Thank you for watching.